New court documents show the BBC is preparing to challenge the billion-dollar defamation lawsuit filed by Donald Trump. The broadcaster is arguing the contested Panorama programme did not air in the United States, was done without malice, and did not cause the US president any damage.
We'll sue them for anywhere between $1 billion and $5 billion.
After President Trump's eye-watering threat on Air Force One, this is how the BBC has fought back. The corporation has always said it intended to robustly defend their journalism. These are the court documents it's now filed in its motion to dismiss the case. Trump's lawsuit stemmed from this speech.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
And how an episode of Panorama spliced together two sections 50 minutes apart, giving the impression the US president had encouraged his supporters to storm the Capitol building in 2021. The fallout from this saga led to the resignations of both the BBC Director General Tim Davie and his head of news. At the heart of the corporation's argument, in its defence, is where the case has been filed, Florida, which, for a British broadcaster, has never made much sense.
In here, the corporation says it plans to argue it, of course, didn't create, produce or broadcast the documentary in Florida. And this is an important bit. Here on page 11, they point out that the link that Trump's own legal team has provided shows that the Panorama episode in question simply couldn't be watched by viewers in the US unless they had a VPN, pointing out that viewers in America would be locked out if they tried to watch that way, and that the documentary wasn't actually available to watch via their US streaming service, BritBox.
On top of that, the documents claim the president has failed to plausibly allege the BBC published the documentary with actual malice, which Trump's team are required to do when filing for defamation in the States.
What President Trump is wanting is the BBC to spend a great deal of time and money disclosing documents going back a decade, all the filmed interviews, all the filmed stories about Donald Trump. The BBC says, no, let's move on to the next stage, which is our attempt to have this case thrown out. We've got until the middle of March to file our next part of the claim. We will do so. We don't want this case to come to court.
Regardless of whether President Trump succeeds or fails, the result is the same. His critics claim it's more about exerting pressure, using litigation as a form of leverage, a high-profile warning shot to those who are critical. But for a public service broadcaster ultimately answerable to taxpayers, the prolonged uncertainty and significant legal costs hurt all the more. Katie Spencer, Sky News.